What's up, YouTube? It's me, BD Heath, and I'm back here with more Owl House content. This being the video I said I was going to post the next day. That day is today, where we're talking about the Season 2, Episode 6. What's it called again? Right. Not spoilers per se, but this is just Season 2, Episode 6, theorizing stuff for tomorrow's episode. Right now it is Friday morning, basically, so and I'll have this recorded by Saturday for sure, this episode anyways. But as for theorizing what this episode's about, we already know that it is about Luz finding her PALISMEN. Is that right? I'm looking at this. I'm looking this up as I'm like. Hold on. I'm looking these up as I'm going along with this. So there is that. Is it called Yesterday's Lie or is it the PALISMEN episode? I don't actually know which one is actually out tomorrow. That's my other problem, is that I don't actually know which one is out tomorrow exactly. I thought the PALISMEN was episode 9. Like, although I think that might be right. I'm pretty sure that's right, actually. Hold on. I think that the PALISMEN's tomorrow. I'm like 90% sure. Yeah, the PALISMEN episode out tomorrow. So, hold on. Let me look up the description for that episode so I can read this off really quick. I didn't get this ahead of time. I've been pretty busy all day. So if this edits out, you know why. It's PALISMEN pairing day at Hexside. Luz finds herself on an unexpected journey when she doesn't match with the PALISMEN of her own. So, I think this involves her staff that we see being possibly broken by Emperor Balos at some point in the trailer. I mean, I'm kind of guessing that because we've seen a staff be broken by Emperor Balos in the trailer for the show, and that trailer only consists of the first half of Season 2. I think Dan and Terrace confirmed that as well. So the thing with this the thing I'm theorizing with this episode is that we already know that Luz is I'm assuming, yeah, it's PALISMEN pairing day at Hexside. So we already know we're going to be at Hexside. So I'm hoping we get I'm assuming we're going to get a Luz, Willow, Gus, and Amity moment again. I want to see more of those four, and I know people want to see more Lumity. I want to see more of those four in general, and the reason why I'm saying that is because those four have such a strong friendship bond as a group that, and it's the fact that it's not on camera as much as it is talked about by the fandom. So I want to see more of that tomorrow if possible. Like, I know it's about Luz going on a journey with the Golden Guard. We've already known that since the leaks came out a few weeks ago, but at the same time, I really want to see at some point in that episode those four talking again. And while it may be awkward between Amity and Luz right now, because if you didn't watch last week's episode, you probably should watch that. I'm not going to say what happened just in case you haven't watched it yet. But that's exactly why that we need to get a moment like that, is because Luz and Amity need to, like, understand that even though that they're still going through emotions with each other right now, they can still talk with their friends while they're around each other at the same time. And I feel like that's healthy for both of those two, and it's important for both of those two as well. Then, and I need to see Willow and Gus have made up. I mean, I already know they have, since Willow kind of said, it's alright. But at the same time, we haven't seen them talk since that incident with Gus and Willow happened. So it's a good thing for Gus and Willow, and it's a good thing for Amity and Luz if that happens. And it's a good thing for everybody, because everyone loves to see those four characters on screen at the same time together. And they're all awesome, so I think we just need to see that happen a little bit. Now, this episode in particular does not have a subplot to it, meaning we could just get 24 minutes of Luz going on this journey. But if I were to guess a subplot in this episode specifically, what this means to me is that, in my mind, I'm thinking this could all be just about Luz going to Hexside and figuring out what her PALISMEN is. Am I saying that right, by the way? I think I'm saying it wrong. What I'm picturing is going to happen on a subplot, if there is one, and they're just not mentioning it, is that Ida's going to be at the Owl House with King doing God knows what. I would assume they'd be looking more at the actually, that's a good theory. I think that Ida and King could be interacting with the mouse that ate all of the pages to the book that Luz needs to read to get back home for the portal door. So maybe Ida and King are analyzing that, and they're just trying to figure out what they need to do for Luz to get back home. And while they're looking at it, they find something troubling in there, possibly. I mean, you never really know. Anything can happen. We've only seen one piece of that entire diary, and that's the beginning of it, to how he's making a portal to get back to the human realm. Like, there's a lot of theories going on right now that is Emperor Belos. I personally believe that myself after listening to his accent a few more times from the guy in the diary, and also seeing the hair match Emperor Belos as well. Someone brought that up on Instagram, I forget the name. But all really good theories. If that was a subplot, I would assume that would be it, is Eden King looking at the diary. But then again, I don't know. For all I know, this could have no subplot at all. It's just that you never know with these episodes if there's like a minor subplot or not, so you just gotta make sure. But with Hexside episode, I think we need a few things. For one, we need that Luz, Willow, Gus, and Amity thing that we were talking about earlier. But we also need to get, like, I mean, we already know we're getting Luz and Golden Guard interaction time again. This time with the Golden Guard having his mask off. We've seen that already because it leaked a few weeks ago, and that was rather disappointing because I was hoping that would be a surprise. But you know, like, once you've seen it one time, it's in your head, and I vaguely remember it still. But I can still see it, so it kind of sucks that I don't have it as a surprise anymore for you guys. But then again, I think mostly everyone in the fandom has seen it by now because it went viral last week. So, you know, but I'm not sure what to expect with those two, mainly because I don't think the Golden Guard, as I said before, you guys wouldn't know it. And when I reacted to episode 1 before it got blocked, I mentioned that the Golden Guard, I don't think he's actually a villainous character. I think he's just doing what the Emperor's telling him to do so he doesn't get his ass chewed like Lilith did. And no, that did not mean that literally. The thing is that with those characters, I think the Golden Guard is just proud to be in the position he is, but I'm not sure if he's okay with everything the Emperor wants him to do, and that's just me, mainly because, like, as of right now, he doesn't seem like that big of, he's like more of a funny villain. He doesn't seem like a villain, like a super strong, I need to do everything my boss commands villain. He just seems like the villain that's kind of like chilling out. And like if he was a villain on a villain scale, like let's say there's the villain that you've got Plankton from SpongeBob, and you've got what's another good example? Major villain Ramsay from Game of Thrones. Those two shows you probably don't even know. Hopefully you know SpongeBob. But my point is that you got these two specters of the scales. In the middle, you've got the neutral area. And in my mind, the Golden Guard is in between Plankton and the neutral area. Sorry, no, that's a lie. He's in between Plankton and the no. He's in between the neutral area and he's in between super evil, because he does think very, very, very villainous thoughts, but he's also funny, which lowers that down. So he's not even in the neutral spot, because he's definitely not neutral. He's still a strong villain character, but his humor brings him down from a super villain character. Does that make sense? I hope that makes somewhat sense to you guys. So I don't think the Golden Guard is trying to hurt Luz in this episode the entire episode. Sure, he's probably trying to at some point, but we've already seen that Luz has his electronic technological staff, which means that he could have either given that to her or she took it from him. Either way, one of those two things does happen in this episode. And as a final thought, again, as we already know, since we're talking about staffs, we know that Luz has a PALISMEN. At least I think she has the PALISMEN that Emperor Belos does crack in half in the trailer for this season. But I don't know for sure, because like that could be anyone's staff. But at the same time, it would make sense since this episode is going on right now, and in the next 3 episodes, that scene of the breaking of that staff has to happen in the next 3 episodes, because that trailer is only about episodes 1 through 10. So that means that it has to take place at some point in the next 3, and I would just have to assume it has to take place in this episode, because it makes the most sense since it is the PALISMEN day, and she's getting her PALISMEN today, and then she gets it broken by the end of the mid-season. I think that would make sense in my mind, but I don't actually know for sure. But one of the things that I think the fandom is most worried about right now, which is something that I've been contemplating about myself right now, is that Amity and Lose, unless it's off-screen, which hopefully they don't do that, but they have not talked to each other since Amity kissed Luz on the cheek. Now, the thing that's going through my mind is that they could either solve that with the 4 people, like if they were to do a Luz, Willow, Gus, Amity conversation, they could ease tension that way. But I think what a lot of people want to happen is for Lose to approach Amity and talk to her, because I think Amity's still, I think Amity's just scared to do anything anymore, and I think Lose needs to do something now, because Amity's been, like, she saved Luz from the Abomatron, she has now kissed Luz on the cheek, like, they admitted their feelings at the library, like, so many things have happened in the last 5 episodes, and that was only 2 of the 5, and I think we just need to, I think Luz needs to, like, ease tension a little bit with Amity, because I think Amity's just, like, rather, like, overwhelmed right now, and Luz.exe has stopped working, as of what people are talking about on Instagram. So I think there's just that going on right now. So I think, in the summary, what I'm hoping for in this episode, if I had to take a guess at what I'm theorizing and predicting and hoping for, is a Luz, Willow, Gus, Amity conversation at some point, even if it's short. I just want a little bit of it. Character growth with the Golden Guard and Luz relationship, if that's even a thing. If there's a subplot, I'd love to hopefully see Ida and King messing around with the diary to help Luz with the portal, if that's a thing in this episode. If it's not, then whatever. And then finally, I think we need to get some Lumity. I need to like to lighten the Lumity air, just so we can, like, open some, because all the entire fan has been freaking out the last entire week. I still am. I know I am. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I know I am. Like, we're all just really, really tense right now, because we're like, oh my god, now what? What's gonna happen now? And the answer is, we don't know. We're at the point we're at the point of no return, as people like to call it, and we're all going crazy, like brain crazy. I know. I have been waiting for this. I've been waiting for tomorrow to happen for the last week, and that probably made no sense. So, those are my thoughts on what I think tomorrow's episode is going to be about. I will have season 2, episode 6 of the Owl House out as soon as possible, as that's what I try to do around here, as I try to get content out as soon as possible. And if you want to see other kinds of videos on this channel other than the Owl House, let me know in the description down below, comments down below. I would love to get your guys' opinions on what I should do next for the Owl House and other content related. I would love to figure out what I'm supposed to do, or what you would like to see me do on this channel in particular. But other than that, you've been watching me. I'm BD Heath, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, and have a good one. Okay?